What's up, guys? This is Troy from TroyDelaney.com, and I want to talk to you about some upgrades I've done to my chest freezer cold plunge. This is a follow-up to a video that I did over 3 years back on how to build a chest freezer cold plunge. Today I want to talk to you about upgrades I've done to it, some best practices that I've learned. I want to talk to you about my routine and how to maximize the time spent in the ice bath. So the first thing is I've moved it into the garage. You can see on my last video it was outside. I moved it to the garage, one, because my wife didn't like it on the patio, and two, it's obviously protected from the elements, but I still have access to nature. When you're submerging into ice cold water, you want to be able to take advantage of nature because it'll reduce the stress response.
And here we have the control station. So I did talk about this in my last video, but I have the Inkbird thermostat. So basically I have it set from anywhere from 34 to 37 or 38 degrees. So if it goes above that, the freezer turns on, and if it stays within that range, it stays off. So it's good for not overusing electricity or overrunning the freezer. But also having that variable speed is nice because, or variable temperature, because you don't want to go into the same temperature water every time, or else your body will adapt. So that's a good way to prevent the adaptation process. And then we have, this is the biggest upgrade I've made since my last video. This is an ozone generator, so it basically sanitizes the water. So now I don't have to use hydrogen peroxide anymore. This just goes off, and it's also connected to a timer. So it runs for an hour every day, and that way it just runs for an hour, sanitizes the water, and the water's fresh. I don't have to change it maybe every 6 months at most. Before I was changing it probably every 3 months.
You never want to get in with it plugged in. So in order for me to get in, I have to literally unplug the chest freezer and the pump before I get into the water. So if you can look over here again, so what I do is I unplug and then I literally close this so water can't even get into near the outlet. Just wrap it up like this and then open it up and get in. Another upgrade that I've made to this is I've basically made this the most therapeutic water you can possibly get into. And there's
I add 8 pounds of magnesium flakes, and then also about 10 pounds of Dead Sea salt. So I'm getting all those minerals and magnesium on my body, which gets absorbed through the skin, and I leave it on. I don't dry it off, so it's basically absorbing in my skin throughout the day.
Additionally, I've grounded my the water. So if you come over here, I was actually lucky enough to have a grounding pole behind this wall. So I've actually attached copper wire to that grounding rod into the water. So it goes into the water and grounds the water, and there's a whole bunch of benefits to having grounded water. And then if you see at the very bottom down there, that's my harmonizer, and that actually is supposed to harmonize the water and just make it just that much healthier. I think that kind of makes the water in my chest freezer probably the most therapeutic water you can possibly have, with it being grounded, with the harmonizer, and with all the salts in it. So one lesson that I've learned through trial and error is when you do empty it to clean it, I only fill up a little bit and then I let it sit there for a few minutes, maybe an hour or two. And that way I can see if there's a leak, and then I'll slowly add more water to it, let it sit for a little bit, and just check for leaks, just to make sure that there's no leaks.
If this video was helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments.